He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
Yay, very small stream, and I'm not desperately short of water. Probably got about a litre and a quarter on me. Get myself my little scoop that I have with my filtration system, and I've been able to put a litre of beautiful clear stream water. So I'll give that a filter, and then I stop for lunch. Oh, I do love to hydrate when I'm walking. Oh, I do love to hydrate. Yeah. Nice. Pureora Forest. Timber Trail. Left the Timber Trail Lodge. And bird song. Very cool. This trail is a winner. It's fantastic. It's essentially from Pureora Forest headquarters. It's the trail notes say allow 4 to 5 days to head through to Tamaranui, and it's just a glorious kind of trek, proper formed fine gravelled walkways, and also some forest floor. So far I'm only just a few K into it. I'm doing another bit of my jigsaw puzzle because generously was offered a lift as I was coming out of Manga or Kiwa to the forest headquarters. Went there and said that I'd been contacted by Bruce, who created Timber Trail Lodge a while back, and it's all been delayed and everything because of my medical issues, etc. But so I managed to get a hold of him. He said, yeah, you can stay. As I'm getting the ride to the lodge, I'm thinking, this is a long way, man. It must be pretty inaccessible other than going around this long road. Turns out the lodge is halfway along the trail. So I'm walking back to the start, 40k, back to the start of the Timber Trail, Pureora Forest headquarters, and then I'll get a ride, hopefully a shuttle. They have these shuttles that work, take bikers where they drop their cars and they'll take them and their bikes to the other end of the trail or halfway, and they start doing the trail. So I'll then get the shuttle back to the lodge, and I shall begin the second half of the trail heading into Taumaranui. Bloody hell. But I'm doing it. That was a 33 kilometre day, by the way, coming out of the Pureora Timber Trail. So I've had a couple of 30 plus kilometre days. So tomorrow I'll be into Taumaranui, about 26, 28 kilometres. And that's a 4 to 5 day on the schedule of Te Araroa, so I'll have got it done in 4 days, which is nice because it'll give me a chance to have a rest day. Having just started again after my break, the body's definitely getting hammered being back on this here trail. Whew. Yeah, Tongariro after Taumaranui, about I think another 5 or 6 days after that. One of the many really impressive aspects of the Timber Trail are the really long suspension bridges. This one has to be, 1.5 meters wide. Like these are not the shaky, well, they move around, but not the sort of things you might think of when you think of suspension bridges. These are major constructions. And this is the Maramataha River you can hear down below. And the other bridges, you couldn't see, the bush covered the river, but this one you can see the river. My goodness, this is stunning. Oh good Lord, got to take a couple of pics and hopefully they'll get posted along with this. But this is spectacular, beautiful. Whoever built this bridge, bloody well done. It's 26th, 27th. I don't know the date. But I'm heading into Araroa. Hopefully get there, and maybe a little bit beyond today, and then Nui tomorrow. And I'll probably have a rest day there, I think. At least a partial rest day. Way up north, I had a rebellion happen in my feet. You may remember, those of you who've listened to all the podcasts, The Long Way Home. If you haven't, go back and listen to the podcast from the beginning. And keep following through to the end. How will it end? There's been enough bloody things go on, you don't know, I might not make it. But, so yesterday, I got to a place I'd been before. There was some really nice dried stones there in the hot sun. So I laid my tent on those, and I got into my other kind of non-tramping gear and shorts and shirt, and put my sweaty, I managed to rinse out my shirt and pants, and took my shoes and socks off and wore my jandals. Then had a bit of a rest there. Then came time to get tramping. So pack up the tent nice and dry, get the clothes nice and dry, put my undies on, put my shorts on, put my shirt on, looking for my socks. Where's my socks? My little, these are called toe socks, so they're like a glove for your feet. And I have not had any hint of blistering, even with new shoes or anything, when you've got these toe socks on. So I thought, oh man, looked high and low, unpacked my pack, just truly spent a long time looking for these bloody socks. So fortunately I had a spare pair of socks, put them on, and sure enough, at the end of the day I could feel that there was some wear and tear going on my left little toe. And when I pitched my tent, got my shoes off, look at my toe, there's a blister. Oh man. So then I take my dripping wet clothes off. My shirt, my shorts, so I get down to my undies and I go to put my other shorts on so I can just hang stuff on a bush at least, see if it might dry a little bit. I take off my undies. Try to picture yourself putting on a pair of boxers and not noticing that you have a pair of socks in your undies. All day inside my... How the hell... I would say, like most Kiwis, I had no idea. But I've upped at my tent and I'm walking towards Tamaranui. Someone had told me there was a shop down here at Rongarui. Someone else had told me no. So I took a chance. I very rarely go off track like this. Came here, and I got offered a coffee, a bit of cake, very nice, in this amazing little...
Don't forget the eggs.
Village. Don't forget the eggs. Rem, mate, are you aware of the term trail angel?
No, I'm not. I suspect it's to do with people offering their hospitality to the trail walkers, I imagine.
Now you move up to the next level, Rem. Absolutely superb.
I offer my hospitality more for the bikers. I don't get many of the walkers coming through here.
Boy, that's been one of those little bits of magic. Very, very cool. Just as I was experiencing it, I was thinking, here we go, Te Araroa, serving up. Would you like some magic today, Bruce? Rightio, we'll start walking and turn probably 800 metres off the main road over a little bridge, through some houses, to this little bit of happy land. Far out. Very, very cool. Really am going to have to figure out where to sleep tonight. It's going to be in the bush, so makeshift, and hope no possies don't come sniffing around my food. Or it's coming up 5:30, and I'll go till possibly till 7, just to get a few more clicks under the belt, so that the next day and a half can get me into Taumaranui, and that'll give me time in Taumaranui to sort out the Whanganui River and also do some restocking of food. Where's my bloody admin team? That support crew. So what inspires a 19-year-old from Germany to come out here and tackle what is regarded as one of the harder, long trails of the world now, probably?
Tough question. I don't know, I just finished school. After that I worked to save some money, and now I'm here. Yeah, hoping that it will be challenging, and yeah, I will have some better ideas of my life afterwards.
And is it challenging so far?
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, I didn't start at the Cape. I just started 3 days ago in Te Kuiti.
Oh wow, so you're just starting out?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Te Kuiti is where I started as well, just a couple of days ago after having to have my layoff for my medical things. So, and your pack, yeah, you got a big, it looks big.
Yeah.
How much is it weighing?
Without food and water, 14.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Someone like me.
Yeah.
A heavy pack.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so relieved because so many people have such light packs.
Yeah.
So how long did you spend organizing this from Germany before you came out?
Oh, way too short. Yeah, I started buying the stuff probably 1 month ago, and I printed out train notes and maps, I don't know, 5 hours before I was driving to the airport. Yeah, it became tough in the end.
You guys amaze me, man. Well done. Oh man, I had a couple of good feeds of blackberry yesterday, walking out of the timber trail. There was a whole bunch of blackberry. All right, alongside the river now, on the main road going into Taumaranui from Te Kuiti, I can see it and hear the cars over the river. Okay, standing outside New World in Taumaranui. A couple of people I met in the campground last night, Taumaranui Holiday Park.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Ruud. We're from the Netherlands.
All right, and I'm looking because I've seen a lot of bikers recently because I walked the timber trail, and most of them all have suspension and everything. You guys are on these fixed frame bikes, no suspension, and how long you've been riding New Zealand?
We're riding now for 3 months.
And how far have you said? How many kilometers have you ridden approximately?
We've ridden from Auckland down to Stewart Island and back up. We're now on the way back up to Auckland, and I think we're around 4,800 kilometers approximately. Yeah.
And I cannot believe these bikes you're riding. They look like bikes people might ride around the city. So you've been fine on all the gravel roads and all this stuff.
Till now it's okay, yeah. Very good.
Till now, never take anything for granted. I've just been at the ice site in Taumaranui, which is where you have to book your huts when you do the Tongariro crossing. We do the reverse on Te Araroa. Walkers walk the opposite direction to the other people. One of the dudes in there, he said there was one day that 8,000 people did Tongariro crossing. So I'll be doing that, but I go the opposite direction to those 8,000. So you're walking into this flow of humanity, walking around the mountains there. But my whole schedule's getting thrown out because you don't get down the Wanganui River, which is part of the trail, on your own. The companies won't book you on your own. So there aren't trips going down on the days that I was going to be getting there after doing Tongariro and going to National Park. So I'm going to be now going to National Park. Then a company from Taumarunui will come and pick me up, bring me back here, and I'll do a 5-day river trip. Man, it's evolving, and it's so. The woman at the eyesight, she said I am the most organised person she has seen. Jeez, if I'm organised, man, those other buggers, how they do it? Wow, I'm on the edge of this forest. I just went in, incredibly isolated. I'm right up on the peak of the southern section of the Puriora forest. And I just walked into the forest. Some massive ancient trees snapped and fallen down. It's just moss-laden, leaf-laden carpet in there. And there's a little fernery out on the edge of this forest. So I've come up off the track, about 50 metres, I suppose, into this clearing. Must have been where there was an old timber mill set up. And it's probably the most isolated I've camped. Very eerie sort of feeling. But I've got my little hobbit hole, my tent set up, and I'll now start cooking myself a little bit of haere mai kitikai, and then lay me down to bed on these little ferns and this really soft undergrowth. It's just so comfortable. Bliss. It's the middle of the night. I'm lying here in the Puriora forest. I don't tend to get great sleep even when I'm home in a comfortable bed. So I lie awake quite a bit of the night even though I'm knackered. Got up and just had a look at the night sky. Stunning, stunning night sky. Stars just blasted across the entire vista. And then this conversation going on outside the tent. Oh, good night.
The Long Way Home is produced by Bruce Hopkins and Justin Gregory. Subscribe to every episode of The Long Way Home podcast at iTunes or at radionz.co.nz/series. And while you're there, please rate us. That way more people get to hear these stories. If you go to the Long Way Home webpage at rnz.co.nz, you'll find an interactive map that follows Bruce as he walks Te Araroa. Bruce is also on Twitter at BruceHop, so get in touch if you've got tips, questions, or can offer him a bed, a meal, or just a hot shower along the way. You can also email him at thelongwayhome@radionz.co.nz. The Long Way Home. Whenua whakapapa whānau. Follow us